We're all about facts, not fear, and providing information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Of course, Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live again. We're so lucky to have her here every day because, as you know, the news about the pandemic is changing all the time, and we here at DBL want the info from an expert. So, Dr. Payal Kohli, how are you feeling? And as Tori always says, should I compliment what you're wearing? That's a great Merlot dress you're wearing, Dr. Payal Kohli.
It's cold shoulder, Jeff. It's for social distancing month, so it's called the cold shoulder top.
You look terrific. Let's get right to it. I want to know your thoughts on the president's rephase plan to open the country. He said that eventually we might be calling our own shots. How do you feel about this?
So, Jeff, I have to say that I actually agree with Al on this one. And as he was talking, I was wondering if we should start calling him Dr. Al. He could be the newest TV doctor out there. But you know, he made a really good points, and basically the points are that I'm really concerned that we're going to open our country before we have our ducks in a row, and there's 3 ducks that we need to have in a row. The first is what Al talked about, which is testing. We really need to have that duck ready to go. The second is called tracing or contact tracing, so that we know who's interacted with who, and then the third is the treatment. And unfortunately, at this point, we don't have any of those 3 in a row, and if we open those floodgates, we're essentially going to reset the clock back to what happened in late February, early March, and we're going to lose all the progress that we've made so far. And this is not something new. We saw this with the Spanish flu, where, you know, we released social distancing too early 100 years ago, and we got a second wave that was bigger and more deadly. So this is really something we have to be careful about, and I think the White House plan really needs careful consideration before it can be rolled out on a nationwide basis.
Well, my next question is about that first duck you were talking about, testing. We keep hearing about how important it is. So if testing is that important to beating this pandemic, does everything else we are doing, like the lockdowns, even matter?
That's a great question. So social distancing works. No matter what, lockdown, social distancing works. The reason that we're now talking about testing is because we can't stay stuck in social distancing forever. This can't be our life forever. And so we really need that testing to get us out of this mode, to really figure out who it is that can go back to work because they've already had the infection, to figure out who is getting the infection and who those people were exposed to. That's that second T with tracing. And that's why we need those Ts to really get us out of social distancing. But if we don't have those Ts, then social distancing, as we've seen, works. And the only downside is we'll just have to keep doing it forever until there's a vaccine.
All right, let's get to some viewer questions before we go. Mary wants to know, will taking vitamin C supplements help her chances against COVID-19? And let me add to that, doctor, are any supplements recommended for this virus?
So that's a great question, Mary. And there's a lot of scams out there that are suggesting that high-dose vitamins can be effective in fighting this virus. So let's talk about the data. We do know that vitamin C deficiency increases your risk for getting pneumonias. We also know that vitamin C is involved in immune function. Having said that, most Americans are not vitamin C deficient, and so it's probably unlikely that taking vitamin C supplements will help. Having said that, there's also information that people who take vitamin C have a little bit of a shorter duration of their colds, and it's only by half a day. So it's not that significant. But if you wanted to take vitamins, I would recommend vitamin C, but only at your regular doses. Do not take those mega doses because those can be toxic. And if you are taking vitamin C, make sure to drink plenty of water. So the data is not definitive, but it probably is not going to hurt you. So if you think you want to take some vitamin supplements, vitamin C would be a good idea with lots of water.
Good to know. And quickly before we go, doctor, it's time for Dr. Kohli's silver lining. I love this. What do you have for us today, doctor?
So today I have a drug called remdesivir, which is basically a drug that has shown a lot of promise in early clinical trials against COVID-19. So we got the first report of that about a week ago. We got some more data yesterday, and we expect a large clinical trial by the end of the month to tell us whether it works or not. So this would be like the Tamiflu for the flu, so it would be the equivalent for COVID. But not only is it showing promise in treating COVID, Jeff, it's also helped the stock market. So this morning I woke up and I was pleasantly surprised to see that my retirement portfolio looked just a little bit better than it did for the last few weeks, because this drug has really helped the stock market get that big boost.
Well, congrats on that, and thank you so much for joining us each and every day. Of course, Dr. Kohli will return on Monday. It's good to talk to you face-to-face, doctor. And if you guys have any questions about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Kohli, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblatzlive.com. Again, no panic, just prevention and precautions against. Thanks, Doc.